Hey there, Christopher from TechLogix Networks here today to talk about cleavers. We've got two different kinds that we've sold over the past, and I wanted to go through some of the differences between the two of them and make sure that everybody knows how to adjust one for SSF if you have SSF installed and you want to use this cleaver for that cable. So here what we're looking at here is the mini cleaver. This came with our SSF term kit, and it was pre-aligned pre-aligned for SSF cable, but it can be used for any type of cable. This is the current Eco Cleaver. It's a little bit bigger, and it's adjusted very similarly, but it's not pre-adjusted for SSF. It's pre-adjusted for the Eco Fiber. So you can use either one for either cable, and I just wanted to go through how you do that. I've got here a couple of different here's the SSF cable. This is a 3mm duplex, and this is the Eco Fiber. It's a 2mm duplex. I've got Eco connectors. This is the MM2 LC. It's a LC for the 2mm. And MMU SC. It's a universal connector that works on the 2mm as well. I also have the older SSF connectors with us. There's the M35125 SC and the M35125 LC. So, all right, let's get started with some of this stuff. If you're going to be using, I guess the primary purpose of this video is to show you how to do SSF on the new Eco Cleaver. So let's get to that. I'm just going to basically put this one to the side for now, and we'll just talk about the Eco Cleaver. SSF has like a polymer jacket, polymer coating that makes it a little tougher. So if you're going to use a standard cleaver for SSF, you need to adjust the cleave wheel up. And how you do that on the Eco Cleaver is fairly simple. In your Eco Term kit, you're going to get a small plastic bag that has 2 Allen wrenches in it. If you had the older Eco Cleaver, the SSF cleaver, the adjustment Allen wrench is right on the bottom. It's magnetized to the bottom. In order to adjust this up, basically what I like to do is you can look down. If you line up the two black and silver pads, you can use them like winding sticks and kind of see how high the cleave wheel is just above that platform. But to adjust it, you've got two Phillips screws here. Just going to loosen those a little bit, don't take them out. And then you've got 2 Allen wrench settings here, a larger one and a smaller one. The silver one is for locking it, so you're just going to loosen that up a little bit. And the smaller black one is the set screw, so that determines the actual height. So if we're doing SSF, I need to set the cleave wheel up, and that means that I need to turn this clockwise. I'm going to give it I'm going to start with 2 turns, and then if that doesn't work, I'm going to go up by half a turn per. Sorry, that was a little tight. I'll give it one more half turn. And then I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to sight down. What's going to need to be a little bit higher. Sorry, I'll turn this so you can see it and I can't. Okay, so let's try that. So then I'm going to tighten down my Phillips screws. Tighten down the set screw. And then I'll take some SSF. It's already split off. I'm just going to take the outer jacket off. And with the SSF, you just have the soft peel coating, so you're just using your fingernails to peel that off. And I'm just doing a test one, so my length doesn't matter, but I'm going to set it across the opening. Yep, and so that one cleaved. All right, so we're good on that. So it's now adjusted for SSF. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the difference between, depending upon how you've been trained to do SSF connectors, you will probably have been told to take the soft peel coating back and just kind of guess at the distance and then measure your cleave length from the end of the jacket. That's not going to work with the Eco Cleaver. Let me see if I can show this. On the cleave length jig, this is the older SSF, and so there was this sticker that was added so that it goes to 30 millimeter that would allow you to do that. The Eco Cleaver doesn't have that. It goes to 20 millimeters on that. But that doesn't really matter with the SSF connectors or the Eco connectors. You can use this, and you don't need to make any adjustments or have another jig. But I'll show you how to do that. And that has to do with what we call critical distance or our cleave length. So on the Eco fiber, either for the SC or the LC connectors, basically we've got a critical distance of 10 millimeters. So that's when you've stripped it down all the way to the 125 micron, you'll end up with a cleave length of 10 millimeters from the end of your 900 micron coating. So essentially, if this is the jacket, that should be 2 millimeters, not 3 millimeters. There we go. So you've got a 2 millimeter jacket for these duplex, and then you'll have a 20 millimeters of 900 micron, and then you cleave to 10 millimeters from the extra fiber that you would have hanging off here. For SSF, there's a difference between the LC and the SC connectors as far as what the overall length is. So for an SC, it's 18 millimeters, so you've got basically 12 millimeter of the 250 micron soft peel coating, and then 16 millimeter of the bare clad fiber. And then on the LC connector, you've got a 12 and 12, so an overall length of 24 millimeters. So instead of just guessing at what this distance is, what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the end of the jacket to a spot on the soft peel coating, make a mark, take that off, and then we can use this length for our cleave length. So then instead of an overall cleave length of 28 millimeter, we're only measuring to 16 millimeters, or on the LC, 12 millimeters. So in order to do that, let me just take some more SSF here. And this time we got the blue. And I just took off a whole bunch so you see. Let's do the LC. So, sorry, that's in the way for now. We'll get this out of the way. And then I'll put my in your Eco Term kit, you're going to get a small metric ruler and a Sharpie. So we're going to use those. So on the ruler, I'm just going to measure 12 millimeter from the back of the jacket. So here we go, 10, 12 millimeter. Make a mark. And then I eyeball that mark. just coming back to that mark. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to try to do this upside down, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to take my fiber and I'm going to bring it to so that that mark lines up with the 12 millimeter mark on my cleaver. Let's see if you can get it so that you can see it. So there we go, 10, 12 millimeter. So that's it. So in this case, I've prepared the SSF for the LC connector. I can finish that off. So normally I would have my VFL on here, but just to give you an idea, that's how you would do the LC connector. And like I said, for the SC, you'd do the same thing. You just measure 12 millimeters from the end of your jacket, put a mark on, strip the soft peel down to that mark, and then cleave to 16 millimeter. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. If you guys have any more questions on that, you can send an email to support@tlnetworx.com. Thanks for watching.